do apologize for this. All right?
What's your name?
Detective Racino, okay? And this is my partner, Sergeant Rodriguez, okay? Today's Sunday, April 3, and the time is 7:36 p.m., all right? What's your first name?
Courtney.
Courtney. Can you spell it for me, please?
C-O-U-R-T. N-E-Y.
Okay. And your last name?
Courtney. C-L-E-N-N-E-Y.
Okay. What is your date of birth?
4/21/96.
It's almost your birthday. Mine's right.
It's been... Oh, really? When is your birthday?
The 13th.
My boyfriend's just the 12th.
Oh, really?
He turns 28.
Super close. This is
Assuming that he...
Well, he's still in the hospital right now, so... Okay. Just take a breather, okay? I know this must be very rough for you right now.
No, we were supposed to go to the park with my dogs today. Like, I just is not how I expected this to. Sorry.
Really?
That's not what we're talking about. You asked me my birthday.
Yes.
Okay, what's the next question?
Okay. Are you currently living there?
Yes.
Yeah? The address is 3131 Northeast 7th Avenue. Okay. And what apartment was it?
2201.
2201. How long have you guys been living there?
Since the first or second week of January.
Okay. Oh, this year? 2022.
Yeah, we moved here January this year together from Boston.
From Boston?
From Austin.
From Austin. Oh, okay. When did you guys come to Miami from Austin?
We visited last year in March, and we loved it. And we travel all the time together. We like the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always wanted to live here. So he was like, he wanted to move to London. I wanted to move here. And I was like, maybe we should start in the U.S.
Yeah,
and he was like that, and we did it. So.
Okay. How long have you guys been together?
About 2 years.
About 2 years?
A year and a half to 2 years, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is he okay?
He's still at the hospital. They're still,
I know.
monitoring him and talking to him. So we're waiting.
Oh my God! So he didn't even have to have surgery.
Well, I don't know. They're still doing X-rays and stuff like that. So I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear a response.
That's all I have to know. Thank God.
The questioning started off simple. They asked about her background, her boyfriend Christian, and their relationship. The case was still fresh. His murder had just happened. So the detectives were laying the groundwork. Courtney, more concerned about Christian than herself, asked about his condition. They gave her an update. He was in the hospital.
I didn't drive one bit, and he went the whole way. So like a day and a half, 2 days. No, we just stopped a bunch of places on the way.
Does he have any family?
He does. He has.
Yeah.
He has his mom and grandma. He's closest to.
Mom and grandma? We're here in Miami, or?
They live in Dallas. I think his grandma may still be in Nigeria because they visit a lot, but I think that they're back in Dallas.
Okay.
He has a brother that lives in I think Houston. I don't know where his sister lives.
Do you happen to know off the top of your head their phone number, or?
None of theirs, no.
No?
No.
Do you have it on your phone number, on your phone, or?
I think that I would have his mom on my phone for sure, and then maybe his grandma.
Oh, okay. What's his mom's name?
You know, he's told me. I think I'm terrible right now. I really
Yeah.
didn't tell him.
It's like remembering.
And I met her multiple times, and I've been to her house, and I still didn't tell you. That's pretty bad.
I mean, how many times have you seen her?
I think 4 times.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's spread apart, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't imagine to like remember somebody's name that easy. So. I'm really bad at remember names too. So again. How about his brother? You know his brother's name, or no?
he's very, like, not, I guess, like, too thorough with talking about, I mean, that's not really probably, like, the word, but not, like, too thorough. I feel like I calmed down a little bit once you told me, like, they're just, like, talking to him. Okay, so I can talk to him. Is there, like, he's not really, like, that thorough or something. He doesn't really talk as much about his family as I do mine. I talk about my family all the time.
Okay. Where's your family at?
In Austin.
You're all in Austin?
All in Austin, yeah.
You have a, like, big family, small family?
I am I'm the closest with my immediate family. My mom, my dad, and my little sister.
She answered their basic questions, where Christian lived, whether he had siblings, and other details. But when the conversation shifted to the murder, the mood in the room changed. The detectives pressed her to tell the truth, making it clear that solving the case depended on her honesty.
This is why I would like to call my dad and say, can I just do this? Or should I have to get a lawyer? Because I realize, like, how very serious this is. Like, I mean, I was sitting there in a freaking puddle of my boyfriend's blood, begging him to, like, please not, like, fucking give up on me. Like, man, like, this shit is fucking serious. You know, I mean, I don't think I'm necessarily in trouble, but, like, I just would like to,
I mean,
can I just talk to him? I mean, I have, this happened, and the whole situation happened, and I haven't talked to anybody who means anything.
No, I understand. Right now,
okay,
right
well, you
now,
know what?
okay.
What?
No, just that
I've never been in this kind of situation.
You can talk to your dad. You can talk to him later, because.
But before I talk to you guys, why can't I talk to him beforehand?
Well, because I would like to understand what's going on.
I know, but, like, if I say, hey, is it cool if I sign a constitutional rights waiver
because
when my boyfriend
your dad
has
is
like,
not a lawyer.
Yeah, if you're an adult, if you were a minor,
he would be the one who would.
If
he
you were
handles
under
my
18,
lawyer too.
If you were under 18, then yeah, I would provide you a phone call to your father. But you're over 18, so.
I don't feel like it. I mean, it's up to my parents.
Yeah, I get you. But I feel the same way with my parents, you know. I still go to them too for questions that they've dealt with in the past.
Okay.
You know?
My dad handles my. I am so freaking out right now a little bit. Like, I wanted to go to the hospital and I want to just call my fucking mom. And I know that I do not get that right. I know it. But here's the thing, is that this is constitutional rights waiver. My dad handles my lawyer. I'm not going to take a court-appointed lawyer. My dad handles my lawyer. I would not be calling my lawyer. So my dad is the first person who I'd call, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in a situation like this where somebody's in a hospital.
Yeah.
I've never been in this kind of situation. That's why, like, I don't want to do anything wrong. You know?
I mean, it's your decision at the end of the day. But
what happens if not?
If not, then that's it. We don't talk about what happened today. We just have to take the stories that we've been told from the people next door and previous situations, and try and narrow it down to what happened today.
You get a much better picture, a much better idea coming from you who was there today than us trying to piece it together
From other people as well.
In there, you know. There's no better story to get than yours who was there. So which is why we prefer it from you. But, you know, like you said, it's your decision if you want to or not. But for us to obviously proceed and make a better decision for all of us, it's getting your story, you know. You were there. You know, you were. So you.
My boyfriend is not dead, is he?
Well, he can't talk to us right now either way. He's in the hospital.
At one point, Courtney mentioned that her father, a lawyer, wanted to represent her. But what stood out was her demeanor. Despite having stabbed Christian just hours earlier, she showed no remorse. She didn't even seem concerned about the situation she was in.
start from the start. You guys were supposed to take out your dogs to the park, right? And then what happened after that?
Like I said, a little bit blur.
Yeah.
I was doing laundry and watching a Christina Randall, or listening to a Christina Randall video, and tried to call my mom. She didn't answer the first time, and then he came back with a Subway sandwich. Before he left, he recited exactly what I wanted. And I said, I'll text what I want to you. And he said, I know what you want. I said, no, you don't. And he recited it to me before he left. And he got it perfectly right.
Okay.
And then he left. I guess he went to go bike over there. That's just what he said. I don't know if he walked or biked, but he told me he's going to bike first.
Like a bicycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came back. And I said something about, like, oh, are you going to, like, reshare your location with me? Like, did you unshare it? And he said, yeah, I unshared it. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? And he goes, the other day, like, when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Like, reshare it. And then he told, it kind of, like, turned into, like, a little, like, argument or something. And then he told me to reshare mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And then I didn't do it immediately. He asked me about it again. And I don't know what I was thinking, but it just said something about, well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be?
Okay.
Which I wouldn't have been. I love him. But just like, maybe you don't want to know where I am. I guess maybe it'll just like hurt him because he was pressing me. And he ended up pinning me against the wall. And then, I said like choking me on the floor. It's just like, they were looking at my neck and I was like, I'm not saying like choking me like, whatever. But he had my like neck, like and this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor. Yeah. I could not breathe. And I don't think that he is trying to kill me, but I was scared. And all 3 times I have been scared.
Then came the moment where she described what led up to the stabbing. She insisted she loved Christian, but claimed she had no choice. He had pinned her against a wall and was choking her. It was, in her words, self-defense.
But I was scared. And all 3 times I have been scared. So yeah, I'm on the floor. And you have me pinned. And lets me up. I'm on the, get my mom on the phone. And I'm just trying to really remember. I got my mom on the phone. And I remember she was standing like against the couch. Like we were obviously it was a big deal at this point. So this happened like over by the door and somehow moved like over in the living room. He was standing by the couch, facing toward the kitchen, and I was in the kitchen. And then he just like, I could see like all the whites in his eyes, and he was like coming at me. And so I grabbed one of these knives. My mom got me for Christmas. I grabbed one of them, and I was like, I swear to God. I swear to God. It was just like, I grab and be like, don't come anywhere closer to me. Because, earlier, that happened 2 other times I couldn't fucking breathe. I'm sorry. I couldn't breathe. And it's very scary. And I just think, like, just like this kind of thing where I was saying, like, do you know if he's okay? If he's choking me and he's angry enough, he might, like, this is different, I think. But if he's, like, choking me or, like, pinning me or something and I can't breathe, he might go too long. So I grab a knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom, and he's coming at me like he's gonna grab either the phone or like the knife or something. And so I was just like, I was like, don't come any closer. It's coming at me, and I drew it. And I meant for it to go.
How far away was he?
Well, I was by my fridge, and he was like by the edge of one of the chairs of the sofa.
Okay.
Like
comparing to us
10
here?
feet. I'm trying to think in my head. I'm trying to make the.
Was he closer than I am?
No, but he's further.
So like what, like the length of this room?
No, further than that.
Okay.
Oh well, if I said yeah, you're right. It was more than 10 feet. Then it was definitely further than this.
Okay.
I mean, it's closer. It looks a lot smaller than it is here.
It was further than this.
Okay. So then, you were by the fridge and he was by the couch? You were by the fridge and he was by the couch?
Yes, I was in front of the fridge. He was by the couch.
Yes. And then
behind my island.
And then what kind of movements did he make that he, at the moment? He was going to walk
running
up?
At me.
Running? Okay.
Well, charging, aggressively walking, something.
What was he doing? Like, was he doing something with his hands or?
When he had his hands up. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Was he yelling at you at the time?
Yes.
Yeah, what was he saying?
She doubled down, detailing how everything unfolded. She never intended to stab him, she claimed, but she felt genuinely threatened. It was instinct, pure survival mode.
So no, not right then. I couldn't tell you exactly what he said right then.
Okay. So...
But I swear to God, I was scared. I mean, after like what had just happened, I was scared, and I was on the phone with my mom, and it was still happening. Yeah. I was scared.
So you told me that he had you against the wall at one point, right? With his hands over your neck.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you end up from the wall to the ground?
Let me go. Let me go, and then I started swinging on him because I had been against the wall.
Okay.
I started trying to hit him.
Yeah.
And then he put me on the ground.
He dropped you to the ground. What did he do? Did he lift you up, or did he grab your hair? Did he just kind of rotate you onto the ground?
I really couldn't even tell you.
He pushed you.
If I could have been given all these questions, before, I could be like, maybe let me think about it. Or when I'm trying to remember a whole situation of where I was very upset about something, which I've learned this in therapy and whatever. It's write down all the details so you don't forget. Just write it all out clearly, so that it makes sense to you and makes sense to somebody else. But I haven't had a chance to have a pen and paper or my phone to write down exactly what happened, and I haven't really even fully thought about it. Yeah. So honestly, my answer is I don't remember.
That's fine. So he has you on the ground. You end up on the ground, and he has his hands over your neck. Correct? Yeah. Yes. Okay. And then is he saying something to you at the time when he's on the ground on top of you, or?
He was saying something like gritting his teeth. I don't remember what it was.
Like what?
He was saying something like gritting his teeth, with the white of his eyes, okay. But I don't remember what it was.
Okay. And then he at one point he stops, right? Sorry. And what, you get up, you go to the bedroom, or what do you do?
I get my phone from the kitchen. When I got my phone from the kitchen, I called my mom. I was talking to her, and then he was following me around the apartment and acting we shouldn't be together.
You guys have a history of domestic violence?
Yeah.
You say you've been together how long, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
2.5 to 2 years.
So how many incidents you think you've had?
I don't know, but we shouldn't be together.
We say one or two, or just too many to...
Oh my God. Oh my God. I haven't touched my ankle. It's wet blood.
But there was more. She admitted that just before the incident, she had talked to her mother about breaking up with Christian. And then, out of nowhere, she mentioned a previous arrest in Las Vegas, something the detectives were immediately interested in.
Well, in Vegas in August. Oh. So he and I each had one.
Okay. What happened in Vegas?
We just got in an argument in the hotel room, and what I guess made them arrest me was that I said I had thrown a glass at him. Oh. Like a glass of, like a drink. Okay. Which I think until that point it was like fine, I guess. Like I didn't, whatever, but they asked like, yo, did you throw something at him? Because I guess they went upstairs and they said, did you throw a drink at him? And I said, yes, I did. Because what's the point? Why? I guess it's whatever. So, yeah. They went up and they said, I guess they asked me about it, and I said yes. And they said, okay, that's DV or battery or something, not assault or something like that. And so I got arrested and I was held for 12 hours. That wasn't fun. But yeah, those are the two incidences for. I don't know what the incident for him was like.
About how many incidents have you guys had here in Miami since January?
What do you mean?
Like how many times has the police been called to your apartment, or you called the police since January?
Okay. Police have been called once because I called them because my boyfriend was threatening suicide. Okay. I'm sure there are records of that or whatever. I don't know how.
Why was he threatening suicide?
I don't remember exactly what the situation was, but he had taken a knife. He grabbed it in front of my face, and then I got scared, and he was kind of waving it at me, but it wasn't for me. And then he took it into the extra room and slammed the door. And he has a history of self-harm, so I was kind of just like, okay, well, let me go in there and chase him, regardless of whether or not what's going on. And I tried to open the door, and he wouldn't open the door. So I got really scared that he was doing something in there that I couldn't control, so I called the cops. And he wasn't very happy with me about that, but I was really scared.
Did he say anything that he was going to do to himself, or?
He's threatened it many, many times, but I don't remember if he did it right then.
Does he suffer from anything?
No, that's what he's told me.
Yeah. Right. And then the other time they called police?
Okay, and then the police were called because of us.
At this point, it was clear that her relationship with Christian had been volatile for a long time. The detectives noted multiple past incidents involving the police. With that, they ended the conversation, leaving Courtney alone once again. Later, another officer entered to take down some basic information. Courtney asked for a fresh set of clothes.
Yes. I don't think it's a very big concern because I made it very clear I was in like a pool of pit, like blood was everywhere.
I was able to.
And I was holding him, so it's everywhere. There's still wet blood on my ankle. So when it's like a long time in here without anything. So I'm like crossing my legs. Is that gonna like make any difference in?
No.
She said like taking photos of my hands and whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna come photograph.
I just don't want to like soak anything that like.
No, they're gonna come photograph you, and they're gonna give you like a hazmat suit. They're gonna give you that temporarily. So they'll be coming out within, I would say, the next 10 minutes, and they'll give you one. They'll get over there close to you, okay? Give me a few minutes, and as soon as we get an update, we'll come back in here, okay?
Thank you.
Then after another stretch of waiting, an officer came in, not for questioning, but to take photos of her. Standard procedure, but another piece of the puzzle.
No. He's going to take some pictures of you, okay? If you can stand for us.
Hello.
You can stand there, no problem.
If you can, just have your hands to yourself.
Actually, I haven't heard from the state of
And turn to your right, please.
I think it's an error because
And it's attachment, yeah.
like the attachment, it had a few other things in there. Like the first one, and then the attachment.
They probably requesting the
Turn it one more time to your right.
That they did also.
So this side or the back?
No, it's just facing the wall.
After what felt like an eternity, the detectives returned. This time they had news, a major development in the case.
An update, and I asked them for an update as well, so they're checking to see what's going on. Because they're
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I will do with myself if he's not okay.
No matter what.
I mean, I clearly can't be together.
No matter what happens,
But
no matter where this falls, right? It's out of our control, right? You did what you could. Oh, so anyway.
this is not polite, is it?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
There's no appropriate etiquette here. But anyway, so this room is recorded, okay? So let's just, I don't want to talk about, I mean, even if it is recording right now, what we talk about is confidential. They can never use it, but I prefer that we just not talk about
Right.
the case. But it's just talking about in general.
Okay.
No matter what his condition is, it's out of our control, right? We have no control.
Mm-hmm.
What's done is done. We can't undo it. We need to move forward, and my concern is you. Okay? I will be talking, obviously, to your family. Like I said, I still feel, confident that you're going home.
Tonight.
I don't know about tonight, but just because again, the investigation is ongoing. They can hold you technically for a while. And I know your parents, while they're conducting the investigation, they can hold you, okay? But listen, your dogs are fine. I'm on it. We're going to get you home as quickly as we can, all right? I know I am straightforward with you. There's some concerns about your mental health to make sure that you're okay, because this is very traumatic. So there may be some steps taken there. Yep, come on in to make sure that you're okay. And that's it. But we're getting you home, okay?
Okay.
So, have you met the sergeant?
I have.
Okay.
Before they broke the news, a different officer warned Courtney the interrogation room was being recorded. Anything she said could be used against her. This warning seemed to catch her off guard, especially considering how self-absorbed and indifferent that she had been up to that point.
So we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yep.
Oh my God. This is not real, right? Okay. No, there's no fucking way. Christian died? Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Relax. It's going to be fine.
No.
Calm down. Calm down. Take deep breaths. Just take deep breaths. Are you going to be okay?
I need to hug my mom.
I'll talk I'll talk to your parents and get them over here.
I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself
You won't be.
after this. No, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes. They're not gonna lie.
I know, I just can't believe it.
I'll talk to your parents. I'll get them. I'm gonna get your parents here ASAP.
We spoke to your parents, and they're trying to do everything possible to get here as soon as possible as well.
To what?
To get your parents, for them to come over here. So they're doing everything possible right now to find a way to get down here.
Deep breaths. Just take deep breaths.
I've been crying so much,
Don't.
and I just can't even cry right now.
Just take deep breaths. It's a shock. Just relax. Try to relax. And
Okay.
we're gonna get you somebody here. Okay.
Then came the bombshell. Christian was dead. The detectives told her straight. She was now a murderer. But her reaction? Bizarrely calm. No shock, no breakdown. Instead, she asked one of the detectives for a hug. She didn't even cry. The sheer lack of emotion left everyone in the room questioning what was going on in her head.
Take your night, the water enough? Would you like something else to drink, or soda instead, or something to eat?
Maybe it would be good. Actually, you know what? I think I'll be good for a while.
We'll be right
Okay.
outside, okay?
Okay, what I really need is a hit of vape badly. I'm deeply addicted to it, and it's for stress. Okay.
And then, as if the situation couldn't get any weirder, she casually asked if she could hit her vape. In that moment, any illusion of her being overwhelmed or devastated completely vanished. She seemed detached, almost as if she wasn't fully grasping or didn't care about the gravity of what had just happened. Whether she's guilty or not will be decided in court. But one thing is clear, this case is far from over. Christian's family has already filed a lawsuit, and the legal battle is just beginning. How this unfolds will reveal even more about what really happened that night. What do you think? Self-defense or something much darker? If you want to see more shocking interrogations, subscribe to the channel.